Hi, I'm James and welcome to Trading the Market. Coming up in this video, we are looking at lay the halftime correct score, laying under markets, needing a second half goal, game selection, and the criteria I use to find the right match to trade on using these strategies. So let's get cracking. The European football leagues are upon us, and I'm sure for everyone watching this, like me, the anticipation is already building for the upcoming fixtures and football matches to trade and get involved with. The summer leagues are still being played and are nearing their completion. These have been hugely profitable for us at TTM, and many of our members who have taken on the mantle of following how we look for certain games and how to trade them using the strategies I'm about to talk about. I'm going to be covering the lay the halftime correct score and laying under goal markets at halftime strategies. I already have videos showcasing both of these tremendous trading strategies, but today we are going to delve even deeper into them to further enhance your chances of profiting from either one. So how do we become successful with both strategies? In either trade, all we need is a second half goal to profit. When laying the halftime correct score, once your lay bet is matched, the goal can come at any point during the second half to bring us the profit. In my initial video of laying under goal markets, we need a goal ideally before the 80th to 85th minute to make a decent profit or break even. Now before diving into how we find the selections and matches to trade on, I want to talk about an improved staking plan for laying unders at half time. In my original video for laying under 1.5 goals, link in the description, I gave you a staking plan. In itself easy to implement and profitable, but since trading this strategy over a longer period of time, I have perfected the staking plan even further to bring a profit even with a 90th minute goal. With regards to laying unders, if the half-time score is 0-0, you will be laying under 1.5 goals. If there has been one goal scored in the first half for either side, then you would move up to the under 2.5 goals market. If there has been 2 goals scored, then you would move up to the under 3.5 goals market, and so on. Always move up the markets with a cushion of 2 goals of whatever the half-time scoreline is currently at. But this will also be dependent on what our spreadsheet shows us as to how many goals we should expect within a whole game, which we will come to later in the video. On to the staking. The improved staking plan is as follows. We still want to wait for the odds on the unders market to be around decimal 1.7 to 1.5. If it's lower than this, then happy days. This will keep our starting liability very low. We would then begin to lay and increase our lay stakes as the odds decrease, giving us a bigger profit for less and less liability on each lay stake. In this example, I will use £10 lay stakes as a starting point. So for argument's sake, we would lay £10 on under 1.5 goals at decimal 1.6 at half time, giving us a starting liability of £6 from the first lay. Then place all of our lay stakes waiting to be matched as the odds decrease over the course of the second half, waiting for that all important goal. So £10 at decimal 1.55, £10 at decimal 1.5, £10 at decimal 1.45, £10 at decimal 1.4, £10 at decimal 1.35 and £10 at decimal 1.3. Then increase your stakes as the odds get lower. So £20 at decimal 1.25, £20 at decimal 1.2, £40 at decimal 1.15 and £40 at decimal 1.1. And then finally your biggest lay of £100 at decimal 1.05. Laying with increasing amounts every 0.5 ticks all the way down to 1.05 will ensure you still make a profit very late on in the game. You don't have to use the amounts I have given in the example. You can start with a £5 lay or even a £2 lay, or even go lower depending on your starting bank. With each lay bet matched, it will bring your average odds lay down lower and lower. And to have an idea where the odds will jump to if there was a goal, all you need to do is look at the unders market below the one you're trading. So if you're trading under 1.5, look on the under 0.5 market, and if a goal was scored, the under 1.5 odds will rise to the same odds on the under 0.5 odds, just before the goal was scored. So you can keep toggling between the under 1.5 and under 0.5 to see what state your trade is in depending on the time of the match. This will then give you an idea of what you will profit from a goal, and also if the odds on the under 0.5 drop below your average odds lay on the under 1.5 when you get to the 90th minute and beyond, a late goal will then break even or give you a small loss. As long as you increase your lay stakes as the odds decrease, this will bring your average odds lay lower and lower, giving you a higher chance of profit when the goal finally does arrive. It's so simple to do this, and compared to lay the half-time correct score, your liability will always be less. On to lay the half-time correct score. For those new to this trade, this is basically a second half bet in essence. We are laying whatever the halftime score is currently at the beginning of the second half. So whatever the scoreline, we place a lay bet against that score. We are basically saying this scoreline won't be the final result at full time. So if we lay 1-0, we are saying this match won't finish 1-0. This is a much more simplistic trade to deal with, as we are only placing one trade, but this could easily be turned into 2 or 3 lay bets of a split stake over a period of time. One goal in this market will see you take the green. The main issue traders have with this particular trade is the liabilities involved. If the market believes, as we believe, there will be a second half goal, more often than not you will find the odds sitting around decimal 4.0 to decimal 6.0 at the beginning of the second half. So laying say £10 at 6.0 will give us a liability of £50. If no goals are scored, we lose £50, and if we get our all-important goal, we will win our £10 lay stake. So you can see why some traders balk at the liabilities. Laying on average at odds of decimal 6.0 means we need 5 winning trades for every loss. Laying at decimal 5.0, we need 4 winning trades, and laying at decimal 4.0, we need 3 winning trades, and so on. With these liabilities involved, you will find most traders will wait 10 to 15 minutes into the second half for these odds to drop before entering. Being a part of many trading groups and forums over the years, and also in our Discord server, I have found that most people will wait until around the 60th minute for the odds to drop to around decimal 3.0 to reduce their liability. So laying £10 at 3.0 is a risk of £20, which is a 2-to-1 winning ratio, which seems a lot more manageable in the long run. The main problem is the amount of goals scored before the odds drop to decimal 3.0, and thus missing out on a winning trade, but everyone is free to trade in their own way. You could still split your stake with this strategy to take advantage of an early second half goal. For example, with an overall £10 amount, laying £5 at the beginning of the second half, let's say £5 at decimal 4.5 and then the remaining £5 around decimal 3.5, or even £2 increments. It's entirely up to you how you judge your liabilities in conjunction with your bank size. As always, with regards to stake versus bank size, we recommend stakes of 1 to 5% stakes of your overall bank, so not to blow it with a few losses along the way. Both strategies have their own merit. Laying the unders market will always bring your liability down and reduce losses over time. Another issue for people can be the time involved, as you will ideally need to be monitoring each trade by placing all of your lay bets and then being there to take advantage of the goal when it comes to actually trade out straight after it. Laying the halftime correct score is a lot easier, as you can just place one lay bet and then set and forget, so to speak. Once the lay is matched, you can go about your day and check if the bet has won after the game has ended. For myself, I have always laid the correct score and done this from the second half kickoff. Recently I have adopted laying unders markets, as I am privileged enough to have the time to sit and monitor my trades. As we are chasing second half goals in both strategies, I began to look at the liabilities involved and realised that the vast sums I am laying at, it is beneficial for me to be laying unders markets in place of the correct score markets. This is not to say I don't still use lay the correct score, as I most certainly do. The set and forget element does become rather handy in my family life, as being a father doesn't always permit me to sit at the computer for long periods to keep an eye on things, and nor does my wife. One final element to consider when laying the correct score is once the goal has arrived, you will not receive the profit from the trade until the final whistle, as the correct score markets are still open until full time. If you are looking to take the profit as soon as the goal comes, then I would suggest laying the under market. Take a look at this match. I purposely picked this game so I could screw up the names. This is Al Duhail versus Al Wakra. It's half time and the score is 1-1. The odds on the 1-1 market currently sit at decimal 6.4 to back and 6.8 to lay. So let's take a look at the under market, and you will see the odds almost mirror the correct score odds, and you will find a lot more liquidity to get your lay bet matched here. Lay in this market is in effect the same lay as the correct score market. The only difference here is once the goal is scored, the market will be closed and you will receive the profit as soon as it closes. This is a positive, as you can take your profit and your liability back straight away and move on to the next trade if you have other games you are looking at. Trading on a weekend when the games are coming thick and fast, this can make life a lot easier and quicker to manoeuvre between trades. Whereas trading the correct scores, you'll be waiting for the final whistle to be able to move on and use the money elsewhere. Now on to game selection. I'm going to tell you exactly what I look for when trading for a second half goal. The data I use is from Soccer Stats alone. and this is only used after 8 or more games having been played in any league around the world. This then gives us statistics to base their predictions based on current form. The criteria I use has been refined over the years, and again just recently, as I will explain shortly, but here are my filters. The criteria is as follows. 1. Second half goal chance above 60%. Most people watching may be scratching their heads at this point, but this is very simple, so stick with me. If we look on soccer stats at any league, and then click half at the top, and then scroll down, we come to goals by half. Let's pick 2 teams. Let's pick Lillestrøm and Tromsø. Lillestrøm have 64.5% second half goals, and Tromsø have 60% second half goals. So we then take both percentages, add them together and divide by 2, and this gives us a 62.25% second half goal chance in the match. 2. Over 1.5 goal chance above 90%. This is calculated the same way as the second half goal percentage, the only difference being we head to goals and scroll down to the last 8 game stats, and then for the same 2 teams add the over 1.5 goals percentage together and again divide by 2, and this gives us our over 1.5 goal chance for the game based on current form. 3. Over 2.5 goal chance above 60%. From the same chart we will add the over 2.5 goals percentage together and again divided by 2 gives us our over 2.5 goal chance percentage. As I said before, I have refined and changed my filters to give me the best possible edge. Until recently I would factor in the over 3.5 goals chance, and now I have discarded this completely in place of something new. Thanks to one of our Discord members and talking over a period of time, he pointed me in a new direction. After backtesting this over every game in Major League from last season with surprising results, now I have added this filter in my criteria, and this is the first filter I look at before taking the rest into consideration. This is what makes our community a goldmine. It brings a wealth of knowledge together to catapult every single member forward, including us. So, for this filter I have to thank Marty for bringing this to my attention. Thanks Marty. The filter is needing a favourite under decimal 2.0 in the match odds before kickoff. Simple as that. So the filters again are as follows. 1. A favourite under 2.0 in the match odds before kickoff. 2. Second half goal chance above 60%. 3. Over 1.5 goals chance above 90%. And 4. Over 2.5 goals chance above 60%. When all these filters align, you will significantly increase your chances of finding a second half goal to profit from. When taking into consideration the favourite under 2.0, with all the filters, we backtested this across all the major leagues throughout last season. If you had laid the correct score on all the matches with these filters using a point system, say £10 a point, you would be 471 points up for the whole season. At £10 lays you would have made £4,710 just laying the half-time correct score last season. Mind blowing when you think about how easy this is, and this is something I hang my hat with. With the above filters, you can use the lay the half-time correct score or lay the half-time unders market. The choice is yours. Now, how do you find the selections using these filters without having to troll through hundreds of games manually on soccer stats every day? Onto the Excel sheets. I am by no means an Excel genius, far from it. In fact, without Mark's extensive knowledge in Excel, data scraping and building sports prediction models, I would never be at the point I am today. The research I do daily looking for viable matches to trade on all comes from our own data scrape statistics, which we have built in our own Excel spreadsheets, which solely, up to this point, has come from Mark's analytical brain. This has been a tremendous resource over the years in pointing me in the right direction to pick football selections to interpret and trade certain strategies profitably with. Without the data I would not be the successful trader I am today. In my opinion, it's a priceless and fundamental tool in my trading journey. In recent months, we created the TTM Discord server to give a platform for many of our devout followers and traders. It's a platform for new and experienced traders alike, to share their ideas and to help every single member improve and grow in their trading journey. It has also become something of a magnet in attracting some fantastic minds who have come together and enhanced our data collection models, with so much more to come in the future. And all of it is ready to be shared to you all for free, so stick with us and watch this space. As you join us and grow, TTM grows. No longer will you need or be tempted into paying for extortionate courses from the likes of Sports Trading Life or game selection software from Betfair Trading Community or anyone else. As part of our community, we will over time bring you all of this and so much more, all for free. Never will we charge you a penny for anything. The prediction models in the works are just mind-blowing, and this has taken on a new life with the collaboration of one of our moderators who has just become 1/5 of Trading the Market and joined Sandor in making the team even stronger. He has been working tirelessly behind the scenes on many exciting TTM projects, and the time has come for him to come to the fore, joining us as part of TTM and in many future videos and including this one. So without further ado, I'd like to say a massive welcome from all of us at TTM to the absolute legend that is Aaron. We can't thank you enough for everything that you have brought to the table in such a short period of time. This man deserves so much credit for his time and effort in building a new football data model that we are pleased to announce went live earlier this week and is readily available to be downloaded in our Excel thread in the server. Join the server, be part of our great community and enhance your trading prowess with everything we have to offer, including the Excel data models, all for free. So over to Aaron to tell us more about this model.
Thanks for the warm welcome, James, and this is what I have come to expect from both the TTM admin, mods, and all on the Discord server. You won't find a more welcoming place out there to learn how to trade. I am still in my infancy of learning to be a trader, and have watched many videos over the years about sport trading. Most of them overcomplicate their methods, or claim to have found some miracle. Others are just billboards for selling something. From the beginning, I found TTM to be a different from the rest. Easy to follow videos and methods, help always readily available, and free. What could be better than that? The difference with TTM is that they want to teach you and help you. TTM do not tip, and will not sell you, place this bet on this market, but they will say look at these markets and look at these stats. Before joining TTM, I had never placed any bets on the Formula 1. Now, I make profit week in, week out, thanks to their information. There is so much data out there, it can take hours and hours to research the day's football matches. Confusion over what stats to look at, what ones are important, and what is the criteria. I know this took me back when I first started. Mark has done some fantastic videos on Excel, but I always knew we could make it better. The spreadsheets that we have developed cover 61 different leagues. You can download this package on our Discord server for free. This has taken me a very few evenings to get it where it is now, but this is just the first iteration. More will follow. So let's dive into the spreadsheets. To get the spreadsheet pack, head over to our Discord. I've placed it all on the Discord channel Excel sheet thread so that everyone can get hold of it. Once you've downloaded and extracted it to your machine, you will have a folder that says Football Stats. On opening this, you will be able to see all the 61 leagues that this sheet covers. I'm sure that's enough for anyone. The main sheet for us to use is called Master V2. When you open this, the first page is called Front Page. On here we've got a button to update the data. We've got several boxes for changing the filters for both lay under 1.5 and lay the first half draw. In essence, these are what we are looking for a second half goal, and this is what we're looking for a first half goal. Pressing this button will update each one of them 61 other leagues and grab all the data from Soccer Stats. It does take some time. My suggestion is you do this once every other day or twice a week. Once you click it, just let the computer do what it wants. These boxes here you can change to your heart content. Here at TTM we used the second half goal above 60% and 1.5 goals above 90. 2.5 and 3.5 will give you an indication if the game is 1-1 at half time, whether you can expect some more goals. These boxes here will be for a later iteration of this sheet. We'll make sure you don't get any false games where you may have missed that they haven't started the season. Here, first half goals. Some people want to trade the first half market. That's fine. Here you can change the amount. At TTM we recommend 90% for the first half goals. This way you should be able to trade it with a level of confidence. Next tab over is the Fixtures tab. This will display all the fixtures for every league over the whole season. There's currently 13,000 rows of information here. I tend to sort it by date, as you can see down this column. Now it's dead easy to do this. You click the little white box and go to date filters. You can filter today, yesterday or tomorrow. Now I've updated this just today, so if I click on yesterday, it will show you the end results, and if we slide this just to the left, it will also show the halftime scores. So you can go back over and see if your theory has won, whether, like this game here, it stayed 1-0, so you would not have had a second half goal, or this one here, where you would have had multiple second half goals. So let's take this back to today. So as you can see, we've got multiple games on for today. In this column here is your first half goals. How likely are you to have a first half goal in the game you want to watch? It's quite easy. All you need to do is look in this column here. This will assess the last 8 games for each team of that season, add the two percentages together and give you an average. As we said earlier, we want 90%. Unfortunately, there's none there. So none of these games I would be trading first half. In this column here, we have the lay over 1.5. As you can see, we've got some green squares come up. That means it has hit our threshold for second half goals. I would be trading this game here and this game here, because it is likely that we would have a second half goal. These columns are the combined for the last 8 goals per game for each of the teams. So in 94% of the last 8 games, both of these teams have had over 1.5 goals. So this gives you an indication of how many goals you can expect in the game on that day. Finally, we've got some visual clues as to how they've been doing. This looks at the last 8 games, working from left to right, and lets you know they've either scored or conceded in these games. Here you can see 2 games haven't been scored in, and 1 there. However, they still have a 94% chance of goals in this game. And this 2 columns here will give you each team's average, so you can go from there. The final page is the stats page. This gives you all the statistics for all 920 teams across them 61 leagues. You've got all details you want, from first half goals to average season to points per game to goals of the last 8, clean sheets, failed to score, how they're doing home and away, goals conceded, goals scored. There's so much information here. My advice: get on the Discord, download it and see how you get on. If you do come and join our Discord, by all means ask questions. We're a great bunch in there. We want to help each other. I'm in there daily, so if you have issues with this, come and chat to me. James, back to you.
Thanks for that, Aaron, and welcome to the team. There is definitely more to come from Aaron in the future. Exciting times. So in summary, laying the half-time correct score and laying half-time unders markets are both tremendous trading strategies for you to use and make an income. Trading on football matches with a high chance of a second half goal is so much easier than picking winning teams or building a losing acca. Along with the new data Excel sheets Aaron has provided, this will make searching for matches to trade even simpler. So what are you waiting for? Join the server, be a part of our community and help others along the way. Develop your skill set, enhance your game selections and go from strength to strength in your trading journey. Please feel free to subscribe to us if you haven't already done so, Drop us a like or a comment if you enjoy what we are doing, it really does help us grow. Last but not least, thank you once again for taking the time to watch this video. I've been James, this has been Laying the Correct Score and Unders Markets, and we are all trading the market. Until next time, happy trading.